Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Edgar, and I'm sitting here at Drumeo HQ in Abbotsford, and I've got a super fun concept for you guys today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our odd time beats and we're gonna make them better. Now, what I mean by that is we're gonna take a concept where we take eighth note beats like 5/8, 7/8, 9/8. It doesn't work in things like 4/4 or 6/8. It has to be an odd eighth note beat, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate from accenting and not accenting our writing surface. So if we're just playing eighth notes, let's say in 7/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Instead of just accenting beat one of that, we can accent every other eighth note. Now the cool thing about this is when we get to the second bar, it's gonna flip around to the other side of the beat. So we would have, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So we have an alternating pattern that's going to make our single bar eighth note beats take 2 bars to complete because of this new sort of rhythmic layer that we're adding on top of it. Now you also don't need to start with the accent on the beat. You can start off the beat as well. But before we get into any of that, let's just see how it's going to sound with our first beat. The first beat we're going to look at is in 5/8 time. Without anything fancy going on our hi-hats, this is what the beat sounds like just on its own. So that's our 5/8 beat. Now, if we're gonna start throwing these accents, let me show you what just the first bar is gonna sound like. So this is with them starting on the beat. Now the second bar is going to be the exact opposite of that. So we're going to start with the hi-hat and accent on the second note and then the fourth note. All together nice and slow, sounds like this. All right. Now let's try this with the metronome, nice and slow, and then a little bit quicker. The next beat that we're going to look at is in 7/8 time. Let me just show you what the beat sounds like without anything fancy going on accent-wise. Now for accents, because this basically sounds like a 4/4 beat minus the last eighth note, those accents are going to go where you would naturally think they're going to go. On that first kick, on both of our snare drums, and that kick right in there on beat 3. Let's hear what just the first bar with these accents sounds like. This time I'm going to throw them on the ride cymbal with the ride bell so you can hear a different variation on how we can use this concept. Now for the second bar, we're going to go in between that on all the off beats. So it's going to go on all the ands, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now nice and slow, let's put the 2 bars together. All right, now let's put the metronome on and try this nice and slow at 70 BPM and then a little quicker at 100. All right, these are super fun to play, so let's get into one more 7/8 beat because it's one of my favorite time signatures, but this time, let's make it just a little bit more syncopated. Let me show you what just the beat sounds like on its own first. This time, just to see what it sounds like, let's start with the offbeat variation. So for our first bar, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're gonna start on the beat in the second bar with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just to show you guys a different variation, I'm gonna go between this stack and this closed set of hi-hats on my right here. Let's see what the whole thing sounds like nice and slow with the accents. Now remember, we're starting with the offbeat variation. Now, because we're starting with the offbeat, throwing a crash on beat 1 when the pattern repeats sounds extra cool because it's coming in between our accents. Let's throw the metronome on and try it at 70 and 100 beats per minute. All right, I hope you guys had fun learning these beats. They're a ton of fun to play, and the thing that's most important to take away from this is that you can use this idea over any of your odd time eighth note beats. I strongly recommend that you try these over all your favorite eighth note beats, and you can even try it on a bunch of different surfaces. You don't have to stick between like a couple of cymbals or anything. We can even do floor toms, for example, accenting on the 16 versus the 14. Anything. We can go from Ride to China. You're seriously only limited by your imagination. I'm going to play you out with a little bit more of an advanced beat using these concepts. But if you want to learn more on these types of ideas, you can sign up at the link right below this video for a free 30-day trial of Drumeo, where we teach tons of crazy odd time beats and tons of fun little ideas like this. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you guys inside the next video. I'm going to play some drums. See you guys.